Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to be writing a program to calculate the sum of digits of an integer. So here we see that we have been given an integer 123 and the sum is 6, which means 3 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to 6. And the second integer is 567 and the sum of the digits is 18, which is 5 plus 6, which gives us 11, plus 7, which gives us 18. So let's jump right into the code. So first we'll have an integer, we call it sum, to hold our sum, which will be equal to 0. And we have an integer which will hold a number which we want to use. So we'll just call it num to keep it short. And our number first, we have 123, which is the first number we want to test. And then we are going to have another integer which is going to hold the remainder of the number since we are going to be dividing. And then we want another integer, we call it num1, which is just going to hold a copy of our number. Then one more thing, we want an index to keep track of our number. So I'm just going to say equals to 0 since we are going to be using a while loop. So we need an index to keep track of our loop so we won't get into an infinite loop. While num is greater than 0, then we want the remainder to be equal to num modulus 10. So the remainder of the number divided by 10. And then we want the sum to be equals to sum. We want the sum to be equals to sum plus the remainder. And we want the number to be equal to number divided by 10. So we are going to increment the index plus plus. Okay, so basically what we are doing here is while the number is greater than 0, then we are going to take the remainder of the number divided by 10 and store it in the remainder variable. Then the sum will be equals to sum plus the remainder, and then our number which is left will be number equals to num divided by 10. In the first case we have 123. 123 divided by 10 will give us 12.3. So 3 will be our remainder. So we are going to store 3 in this remainder. Then we are going to come here sum. So sum, since our sum is originally 0, so the sum will be sum plus remainder, which is 0 plus 3, which is going to give us 3. So at this point here, we are going to have 3. And then our number will be equals to number divided by 10. And the number divided by 10 will be 12. So that will be our number for now. 12 divided by 10 is going to give us 1. The remainder will be 2. So 2 is going to be stored in the remainder variable. So our sum will be equal to remainder plus the 2 which we have. In this case, our remainder is 3. So it will be 3 plus 2, which is going to give us 5. So now our num will be remaining num divided by 10. That's what will be left. So 12 divided by 10 will give us 1. That is the number which will be left. So now we are going to go into the next loop since we have just 1. So 1 divided by 10 will be 0 remainder 1. So the remainder 1 will be added to the sum, which is going to give us 5. And now the number that's 1 divided by 10 is going to give us 0. So our num is now 0. So the while loop is going to stop. So that said, we are going to get our total, which means now our sum is equals to 6. So now let me print the output. So out the sum of So the sum of our number, remember this num1 is our number, is the sum. So let's run the program. Okay, so this is the output. So the sum of 123 is 6. So 3 plus 2 plus 1 is giving us 6. So which means our total is equal to 6. 3 plus 2 plus 1. The second example, we have 567. So we are going to add. So while the number is greater than 0, so the number will be divided by 10. So it will be 567 divided by 10, which will give us 56. Remember 7. So here we will have 7. And then now the number divided by 10 will just give us 57. Okay, so now the loop is going to go again, and now 56 divided by 10 will give us a remainder of 6. So we will have 7 plus 6, and then now the number will be number divided by 10, which is 56 divided by 10, which will give us 5. So now the loop is going to go again, since our number is still greater than 0. So it will say the number divided by 10, which in this case is 5 divided by 10. So it will give us 0, remainder 5. So our sum will add 5, and the number will be equal to num divided by 10. In this case, 5 divided by 10 will give us 0. And so since the number is now 0, so the while loop is going to stop, and so we will get our output. So in this case, our result will be equals to 18. So let's check that out. Okay, so the sum of 567 is 18. So that is it. Thank you for watching, and if you did understand, make sure you like, comment and subscribe so you won't miss out on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.